Hey guys, today we're going to be going through what all of those little symbols mean on pretty much everything that you've got throughout the house. So do follow along and let us know in the comments all the ones that you did know and what you didn't know. Let's start with clothing. I always see these labels on my clothing and I'm not actually entirely sure what they mean. They could be from washing to ironing. So taking a look at some of these symbols now, when you see the symbol like this, it's a bucket with water in it. That's your washing instructions. So when it hasn't got a hand in it, it's machine washable. With a hand, it means it's hand wash only. When you see a temperature next to it, that's going to let you know what temperature you can wash those at as well. When it's got a line underneath it, that's a synthetics wash, 2 lines, and it's a gentle wool wash only. Next one with an X through it, that is do not wash. And it's the same for this symbol as well. It looks a bit like a sweetie wrapper. It's do not wring. Switching shapes now, when you see triangles, the plain triangle means you can use bleach. When it's got a cross through it, do not bleach. A triangle with 2 lines through it means you can use a non-chlorine bleach. Okay, now that we've got our washing done, we're going to want to dry it. So let's take a look at some drying symbols. A plain circle on its own means you can use the tumble dryer. When it's a circle with a dot in it, yes, looks like a boob, then this means you can do a gentle dry. When it's a circle with 2 dots in it, it's a high heat. Jeans, thank you. And then when you've got a circle inside a box with a line underneath, that's a synthetics dry. And then with 2 lines underneath, then we're going to be looking at a nice, gentle, delicate drying setting. Then a circle inside a box with a large X through it means do not tumble dry. When you see a box with 3 vertical lines, that means you're going to want to let the item drip dry. When you see it with a horizontal line, then you're going to want to lay it flat. If you see it with a semicircle on top, then you're going to want to let it hang whilst it's drying. Next up, we're going to look at ironing symbols. These are pretty simple and easy to understand. You're going to have an iron with a number from 1 to 3, 1 being cool, all the way up to 3 being a hot temperature. If it's got an X through it, it means you can't iron it. And then if it's got an X through it with 2 vertical lines, it means you can't steam iron it. When I've finished up with things like plastic bottles, batteries, cardboard, then I'm never actually sure what can be recycled and what can't be. So let's take a little look at some symbols and see if we can figure that out. So the general recycling symbol is pretty self-explanatory, but we might see it with the word rinse as well, which pretty much means just to rinse out the product and then you can recycle it. You might see rinse and lid on, which means again to rinse out the product, but afterwards the lid can be recycled too. You might also see the words sleeve on off, which refers to the plastic that goes around the bottle and whether or not that can be recycled too. And then you might also see the recycling symbol with a large X through it, which means do not recycle. Then there might also be some symbols next to that which you don't actually know what they mean. The green dot, which is the symbol of the 2 arrows rotating around each other, doesn't mean that the product has or will be recycled. It actually means that the producer of the product has paid towards the recycling of products in their country. Next up, we've got the Mobius loop symbol. It's a commonly used one. It's the one with the 3 curving arrows into a triangle. Now, this is recycled most places, but not all centres. Do look out for a percentage mark as well. This tells you how much of the product has been recycled, and you might also see the numbers 1 to 7. This is the plastic resin in the product, and it's important because not all plastics can be reused, and actually they're toxic if they are. Next up, we've got the triangle of arrows with a person inside and a bin, and that means glass recycling. And then we've got the circle with ALU inside, which is aluminium materials recycling. Then when you see a bin with an X through it, that's usually found on electrical items and it's not for general waste. Now, if you're anything like me, then you'll have a ton of products that haven't been used since the start of lockdown, and God knows if they're actually still in date. So an easy way to find out is by looking at some symbols to check. Now, you can look out for a tub that has the lid up and it will have some numbers and an M after it. That will tell you how many months after opening the product that it can be used for. You'll also see an oval on some products that has EcoCert. That tells you that the ingredients inside are 99% natural. And a circle with USDA organic says that all the ingredients are involved are in fact organic. Look out for also a rabbit jumping and streaks and 2 stars, because that says that the product hasn't undergone any new animal testing. So there you have it, we've covered a few symbols that you'd find around the house. Now, if you've liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the channel for more videos like this one.